Hi, good afternoon. My name is Isaac Romero, and I have the privilege to serve the ASB body as president for both spring and fall of 2010. Long Beach City College has been honoring alumni with the induction into the Hall of Fame since 1972. The Hall of Fame was officially started by the Associated Student Body Cabinet back in 1972. But unofficially, the original idea seems to have come from a satirical Viking Hall of Fame created by the ASB cabinet in 1929 to rib their favorite cabinet members. Over the years, the satire was replaced by sincerity, and today's event is a result of that history. It is with distinct pleasure to represent the students of Long Beach City College and to welcome you all to the 2010 Viking Hall of Fame banquet. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. If I could ask everyone to rise and please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. As we gather today to honor our Hall of Fame inductees, let's all reconfirm our pledge to this wonderful country. Please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Maria Cochran, and I am the chair of the fundraising committee for the Long Beach City College Alumni Hall of Fame. On behalf of the Board of Governors of the Long Beach City College Foundation, I would like to thank you for attending today's event. The Long Beach City College Foundation is committed to providing scholarships and support for students today and in the future. I would like to ask all the foundation governors to rise and be recognized for your efforts in fundraising. Thank you. The Foundation Executive Committee decided to take the luncheon to a higher level by offering a tribute book as part of the festivities. And I am very pleased to announce that almost $4,000 was raised from the program ads and Luncheon Friends. Thank you. This is a great beginning, and I would like to thank my committee members and fellow foundation board members. Lori Brault, if you'll just raise your hand, Dr. Stu Farber, Jack Hinchy, who could not be here today, Brian Russell, Shirley Saltman, and event coordinator Nancy Yoho. Nancy, I need for you to come up here. Nancy Yoho has done a fabulous job of coordinating the luncheon, and she's now one of my best friends. This is for you, Nancy. Thank you. A little something to thank you for all you did for us. And I also wanted to extend a special thanks to Lynn Blankenship, who did the program layout. The book is gorgeous. Don't you agree? So thank you, Lynn. I am very proud to be an alumni of Long Beach City College, and I know that many of you join me in saluting this year's nominees for serving as role models for today's students and the college for continued excellence for over 80 years. And I'd like to now call up our president of Long Beach City College Foundation, Diane DeWalty.
I'm pleased to serve as president of the Long Beach City College Foundation, and it's my pleasure to introduce those in attendance that have been previously inducted into the Alumni Hall of Fame. And I know that these inductees actually join me in thanking the faculty and the staff of Long Beach City College for a superior education. Will you please stand when your name is called and remain standing? And please, everyone, hold your applause. This is a test until all have been introduced. And we will be, I will be calling names in alphabetical order. Okay, Susan Beanie, 2009. Okay. Norris Bernstein, 1989. Mary Alice Brawley, 2005. Ken Buck, 2009. Tom Clark, 1976. Diane DeWalshing, 1996. Sam Demas, 1989. Stu Farber, 2007. James Hankla, 1988. Ernie Kell, 1992. Jeff Kellogg, 2000. John Morris, 1989. Beverly O'Neill, 1976. William O'Neill, 1972. Judy Seal, 2008. Judith Vanderlands, 2001. And Ella Williams, 2006. Now you can. Oh. 134 previous alumni have been inducted into the Long Beach City College Hall of Fame. And the Long Beach City College Instructional Media Production Services Department has actually compiled a wonderful historical gallery of previous inductees. So you will be able to put faces with names listed in your program during lunchtime. These will be shown. And in case you didn't notice, dessert is in the center of the table. But you have to eat your lunch before you start with dessert. And please designate a person at each table who will be the cake cutter and server. Okay, now you can enjoy your lunch. Thank you.
So, first of all, let me thank Mark for that introduction. And also, it's always rewarding to have our students involved in our program, particularly the Associated Student Body. And today, of course, as you already met, we have our Associated Student Body President, who we are all very proud of, Isaac Romero. The Student Body sponsorship of today's event is a perfect example of how the ASB Cabinet recognizes and supports the goals of the college. Your contributions are always appreciated by all of us. I know there are some of our fellow students here who have joined us today to help honor our inductees. So I would like to ask all of our students from the ASB, from the President's Ambassadors, and from all the other groups that are represented by students to please stand up and be recognized today. Of course, it's the students that make Long Beach City College what it is, and these students will be our alumni, and I have a feeling that we will be honoring several of these students in years to come at this event today. The Hall of Fame induction ceremony is a very special and important activity for Long Beach City College. Not only are we able to recognize and honor outstanding achievement, but the day serves as a reminder of how consistently this institution has prepared students for success. Today also reminds us that some of the students who are attending the college today will, at some point, be future inductees. With outstanding students being educated in outstanding facilities, courtesy of all of you, This important cycle continues, and the future remains bright. Some of you may have picked up your LA Times this morning, and hopefully you looked at the local section, and there was an article about Long Beach City College and our wonderful students here, and also the Long Beach College Promise. So I think it's important to recognize that it's not just Long Beach City College, but it's also the combined effort of Long Beach Unified School District, Cal State University of Long Beach City College, and particularly the community of Long Beach that makes this so special and that makes us successful. So thank you to all of you. What will always bind the great history and future of this college together are the thousands of students who have walked our hallways, students who have been educated by extremely capable and talented faculty. They have prepared themselves in the classrooms, labs, production halls, facilities, which have needed to change with the time in order to make sure that we offer the most up-to-date educational experience. This combination of faculty, staff, and student effort results in individuals who can significantly and who have significantly contributed to our society. From this larger group of students who have attended Long Beach City College, a few have been selected to become members of our Hall of Fame and serve as an important example of the power of education. They have not only become leaders in their chosen fields of endeavor, but continue to serve as important role models for our current students. So at this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Jenny Baxter to come up and tell us a little bit about how we choose our inductees.
Thank you, Eloy. Before I start my speech, I want to comment, isn't this a beautiful facility? This is the first time we've been in this room. And the committee wanted to get people back on campus, and particularly President Oakley, because when you see what we're doing here every day, it makes my job great, and I know it makes your job great. So thank you for coming today. That's not the end, that's just the beginning, okay? Now I'm going to give you my speech. I would like to acknowledge the members of the Hall of Fame Planning Committee, the Alumni Office, the LBCC Foundation, Instructional Media Production Services, Academic Computing and Multimedia Services, the Office of Community and Relations and Marketing, the student volunteers, the ASB Cabinet, the President's ambassadors, and all the other staff people who helped put on today's event. Would those people whose names I have, or organizations that I have mentioned, please stand and be acknowledged. We cannot put on an event like this without hundreds of people helping us, from the gardeners making sure that the lawn is not watered today, from the people putting the signs out on the street, from the gardener who is driving people in the electric cart. So we're really very lucky because we're a team effort at this college, and I'm very proud to work here. Now for my address. Today, the 4 former students will be added to the list of recipients who are in your program. Each year, an active solicitation of names occurs during the spring semester when nominations are collected in the alumni office. These are the criteria in order to be a candidate. And I have to tell you, lots of times, the idea to nominate someone comes from this luncheon, because people hear, oh, I know so-and-so and so-and-so. So in the spring, we'll have forms out on our website, and I encourage you to nominate someone. Now, this is what they need to be. At least 10 years must have elapsed since they attended Long Beach City College. The candidate must have a proven track record of achievement in a chosen field or service in the community. The candidate must have gained local, state, or national recognition. An emphasis and consideration is given to candidates who have continued a relationship with the college. So those are our people. And now I'm going to turn it back to Eloy. But before I do, I'd like to recognize the chair of this event, Maria Cochran. And Maria, I'll come to you. The committee wanted to recognize all her special effort with a bouquet of flowers. Eloy.
Okay, so let's get on with the show. As we do that, I want to also give a special thanks to the Long Beach City College Board of Trustees. I know they were recognized already, but they are the ones who you elect to represent the community and who day in and day out do a wonderful job of making my job possible. And I certainly appreciate that. So thank you for electing them. All 5 of them do a wonderful job. And I want to particularly thank those who are not here today, Trustee Mark Bowen, Trustee Roberto Uranga, and particularly Trustee Delgado, who is spending a little time in Houston right now and wishing that he was here. So thank you to all of our trustees. Okay. We will begin each of the inductions with a preview video. And I know for those of you who have been here, you know how this works. We get to spend a little time getting to know the inductee through a video. And hopefully there'll be a few surprises in there. After which, each honoree will step up to the podium and may make a few brief remarks. Brief is relative, but when you see Jenny coming, it means brief is over. And then afterwards, if the honoree would stay here at the podium, and I'll invite Dr. Tom Clark to join me so that we can give you your official induction. So, with no further ado, let's begin the induction. So our first inductee is Dr. Frank Blair Jr., who is represented today by his son, Bob Blair. So let's begin with Frank's video.
In the beginning, there was philanthropy. In 1907, 4 physicians and 4 Long Beach citizens established Seaside Hospital. With the city's population nearing 10,000, Frank C. Blair Jr. was born August 1st, 1918, in the 18-bed, 13-room Victorian home, which was the predecessor to Long Beach Memorial Hospital. It only seems right that a generous philanthropist should be born in a place that was itself born of philanthropy. The ultimate local boy, Frank attended Burbank and Willard elementary schools. Even at a young age, his career choice was easy once he heard that a family next door was paying $600 per child to have their teeth straightened. Armed with his motto, "I can do that," Frank went to visit a local dentist and borrowed his collection of dental textbooks. Then it was off to Franklin and Jefferson Junior High Schools, and in 1936 he graduated from Wilson High School. Frank attended Long Beach City College from 1936 to 1938 and graduated with a BS and DDS from the University of Southern California, just in time to enter the Navy during World War II. He was stationed aboard the USS New Jersey during her inaugural tour of the South Pacific in 1943. He met his wife Ruth while stationed in Bethesda, Maryland. Being at the Naval Training Center started Frank on his 2 greatest lifelong love affairs, one being Ruth and the other with boating. Ruth and Frank married in January 1945. Frank's wife Ruth talks about how they met and the early years.
Well, we met in Bethesda, Maryland, where Frank had been sent to be indoctrinated into Navy protocols. He graduated from SC and went into the regular Navy. He took an examination similar to a state board examination, and it made him regular Navy, not reserve. And they sent him to Bethesda, Maryland for his orientation. In the meantime, I had moved to California with my family. And so he called after he got back to his parents' home here in Long Beach. And one of the first things we did was go to an SC football game. And for some reason, we're still at it.
After the Navy, Dr. Frank Blair returned to the area and opened a dental practice in East Long Beach. Frank and Ruth also started a family, which now consists of 4 children, 10 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild. During Frank's career, he spent numerous volunteer hours doing mouth screenings for school children and campaigning for fluoridated water in Long Beach. Frank also volunteered for a number of children's groups such as Cub and Boy Scouts, Indian Guides, and various baseball teams. Frank was very active in the Harbor Dental Society and the Los Angeles County Dental Association and taught operative dentistry at his alma mater, USC, for 15 years. In addition to a successful dental career and active volunteer life, he has always found time to play music. Frank started playing at age 8 and is an accomplished clarinet and saxophone player. He has played in numerous bands at LBCC, including the adult band under the direction of our own beloved Dr. Michael Papone. Frank was also quite visible and audible in the infamous USC Trojan Marching Band and later at the Pacific Coast Club, the Avalon Community Church, as well as the Avalon Casino Theater. He even fulfilled a childhood fantasy playing with the Ringling Brothers Circus when it came to town. And of course, he was a member of the Long Beach Community Symphony Orchestra. Frank's son remembers his father and how active he was.
I think Dad, he's a hard worker. He was, by the time I got up in the morning, typically at work and off for his work day. And his work day, he'd be rolling in at well after 5 and nearly 6 for dinner. So, and then that was his daily Monday through Thursday or Friday work day, and then several activities of different organizations throughout the evenings of the week. And then family outings and vacations on the weekends or summertime.
The Blairs support a scholarship at LBCC for pre-dental studies. They have also been involved in many other philanthropic activities, such as the establishment of the Little Red Schoolhouse in Two Harbors, Catalina.
It was he, Frank, who donated the facility for a children's dental health clinic on Catalina Island. The cost of families having to pack up and go over town, as the islanders call it, rent a motel, spend the night to see a dentist, and then go back is a very difficult challenge. So Frank made it happen. I just think it's wonderful that Long Beach City College is choosing to recognize Dr. Frank T. Blair as a member of the Hall of Fame. No one has done more for our kids in the Long Beach Unified School District, our staff and our families than he during his lifetime. And we all feel so fondly towards Frank and his family. Thank you, Long Beach City College.
Ultimate local boy, musician, dentist, military man, husband, father. Frank has always had the rare talent to bring groups together for the betterment of society. His daughter Nancy tells it like this.
Sundays were family days, and oftentimes it took in the Pike, the Long Beach Pike, and one of the best things was the Cyclone Racer. My mother was scared to death of roller coasters, so she'd sit outside and refuse to go on it and pray that her babies would come back in one piece. Then my dad would say, "Come on kids, let's go." And off we went, and we would pile into the front car, and when we were little, he'd hang on to all of us. As we got older, we got to the point where we could all hold our hands up and not hang on at all and see if we could go from the start to the finish. And he taught responsibility for your own actions, to not depend on anybody but yourself, to work hard, study hard, do the best you could do. No comparison to other people, but whatever your abilities and capabilities were, he wanted you to fulfill that. And he shared that philosophy with us children and with others, that he wants, through philanthropy and giving of scholarships. And so it's been a good mantra for all of us to participate in and follow along his pathway that he set for us.
For his philanthropic activities contributing to the betterment of Catalina Island and the city of Long Beach, and for his service on the LBCC Foundation Board of Governors, President Eloy Ortiz Oakley and the Long Beach Community College District Board of Trustees proudly induct Dr. Frank C. Blair Jr. into the 2010 Hall of Fame.
Bob, will you join me up here at the podium to accept this recognition for your father? And Dr. Clark, where'd Tom go? Oh, there he is. Come on up, Tom.
Let me just say that initially that all of the honorees will receive a beautiful plaque to commemorate today's ceremonies, as well as a special lapel pin to be worn proudly in order to tell others about Long Beach City College pride in your accomplishments. And on behalf of the students, Long Beach City College Board of Trustees, our administration, faculty, staff, the associated student body, the Long Beach City College Alumni Association, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to induct you into the Long Beach City College Hall of Fame. And I want to give this to you on behalf of your dad. I've known him for many years. He's a wonderful gentleman, and we give him our best wishes. Absolutely. Thank you.
I know Jenny only gave me 30 minutes to talk, so I just want to appreciate that amount of time. So thank you very much for that. Mom and Dad, Dad is here with us. He's at Community Hospital, as Diane knows, and he unfortunately just couldn't mobilize to this great event today. Public education is something that my mother and father are big supporters of, and obviously this is a room full of people that proudly support public education from K through 12 to junior college level and then on into university. You know, I know Mom and Dad have been happy to give back to the community college, and I think Fred, who was narrating the event, stole my speech from beginning to end, so I'll give back the 28 more minutes I have, Jenny, and hats off to Fred, and thank you very much on behalf of Dr. and Mrs. Frank C. Blair. I'm the youngest son, so I guess that's why I got pushed up on stage to talk, but I'm happy to do it. Thank you, Mr. Clark, Mr. Oakley. Have a good day. Thank you.
Okay. Next, we are going to honor Tim Grobady, journalist for the Long Beach Press-Telegram.
If you didn't live here, Tim Grobady's columns in the Press-Telegram would provide you with a running monologue of life in the city of Long Beach. And it would sound so interesting, you'd probably want to move here. The Long Beach Tim Grobady writes about is a beautiful and complex city. If nothing else, Tim reminds us that Long Beach is really just a TV stand-in for Miami, but not a bad-looking double. Heck, from some angles, we could all be fooled. At least it's not as humid. And every now and then, it's cool to see a movie or TV star walking around among all the cast and crew members that haunt the streets of Long Beach these days. Like Geoffrey Chaucer or James Joyce many years ago, Tim Grobady has tales to tell, and they are of local people caught up in life's daily traumas, dramas, and events. And he needs to tell them quickly because, as he would say, a new shipment of blank newsprint just came in, so let's get to it before the ads take over the page. And we are lucky indeed to have these articles available on the internet, so they can be accessed anywhere, anytime. But Tim wouldn't agree with that, saying that putting his articles on the web is stealing food from the mouths of babes. Fellow journalist John Futch has this to say about Tim.
Tim has the ability to make you smile with his writing. He's been doing this for so long. He's been doing it so well. He's finally getting the honors he's long deserved. He has just this amazing ability to pull you into his column. His sentences can be fairly long, but that's Tim. He can really tell his story so well and so touchingly. And I think he's just an amazing guy, and I think he's a great Hall of Famer for City College. And one afterthought about Tim, he's never met a donut, no matter how stale, that he didn't like.
Tim has his finger on the pulse of reality. No shock jocks or silly Hollywood starlets' drug problems here. He is the champion of the everyman. Certain topics really hit a nerve. Real issues, like his Bad Neighbor series, are good examples. This literary town hall meeting has resulted in a breakdown of nightmarish neighbor misbehavior into 20 of the most common areas: cats, dogs, other pets and animals, parking, drug dealing, drug usage, loud parties, drunkenness, unruly kids, vandalism, loud music, trash, badly kept yards, boundary disputes, hostile neighbors, nosy neighbors, noise from power tools, intrusive lighting, prostitution, and speeding vehicles. The dialogue goes on and helps people vent and see that they are not alone in their misery. Tim is the ultimate local boy and sums up his childhood activities as going to Catholic school and playing in Little League. In high school, he thought about a career in marine biology, but a counselor urged him to get as far away from math as possible. Science's loss is journalism's gain. A graduate of Wilson High School, class of 1973, Tim joined the Viking newspaper staff almost immediately after coming to LBCC, and credits LBCC instructor Alan Bundy with having a big influence on his writing. While on assignment to write about the ASB cabinet, he met his wife Jane, who was the representative of arts. Those who knew him when say not much has changed since those days at LBCC, writing about events in the Viking and throwing typewriters around the room. Allegedly. There is one person who is surprised by his success.
Well, first I must say that I'm surprised that I'm speaking to tell you about Tim Grabady. Now, he was a rascal, and when he was at Long Beach City College. I remember him very well. I don't think he liked me a lot because I kept telling him things that maybe he could change. But I'm really pleased to be here to say something that I've been wanting to say. He has grown up to be a very sane, conscientious family man, and I would have never thought that when he was a student. Congratulations to you, Tim. This is a wonderful thing that's happening for you today.
After LBCC, Tim became a copy boy at the Press Telegram and worked his way up under the mentorship of various writers and editors. He went from filling one blank page a week with rock and roll news to a 2-day-a-week column. He credits his first editor for viciously editing his writing and improving it immensely. By 1998, he was finally full-time and became the ultimate storyteller of Long Beach urban legends. One person he acknowledges for helping him is executive editor Rich Archbold.
Every city has its treasures, every newspaper has its treasures, and the Press Telegram is no different. We have a real treasure in Tim Grabady. Tim is one of the most talented people that we've ever had at the Press Telegram. He's the kind of writer who works really hard. He works 5 days a week, and he can take very mundane incidents and everyday kind of situations and make you laugh about it. He loves the newspaper, and he hates it when I say this, but I'm going to say it, and he told me not to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. And Tim has ink in his veins. He has total ink in his veins, and we love him for that.
Highlights of Tim's early career at the Press Telegram include covering the 1984 Olympics, the Academy Awards, and even attending clown college. One of his first stories, and his favorite, was writing about living on $5 a day in Hawaii. He enjoyed sharing his own spins on his wrestling with and embracing of technology, and his own family's special dates and milestones. We asked Jane how she felt about having her personal life written about in a very public medium.
Oh, you develop a stiff upper lip. You're a little stoic about it. Everybody knows your business, but you just kind of laugh it off, and it's fun. I think that some people see a side, they see something written in the paper that is about our personal life, and they have to admit maybe the same things happen to them too. So it's interesting to see it, to say the least.
One day, he'll tell you about what's going on in Long Beach that weekend. The next, he'll talk about the best hot dog, milkshake, donut, or whatever novel food or drink item is in vogue and where to find it. Next, he'll talk about how much harder it will be to get around by bus in the city. And finally, he'll tell you about the latest crazy character he met or some recurring issue like the Queen Mary, getting rid of the breakwater, or some other scheme someone in Long Beach has thought up and formed an organization around. And of course, Tim is still and always on the lookout for more tales of bad neighbors or social problems and will always acknowledge reader questions, comments, or perceptions. For his excellence in writing, his service to the community by keeping people informed and entertained, and by sharing daily life in Long Beach with the entire world, President Eloy Ortiz Oakley and the Long Beach City College District Board of Trustees proudly induct Tim Grobeady into the 2010 Hall of Fame.
Tim, will you join us up here?
I'm going to do this in spite of Beverly's remarks. We're going to go ahead. On behalf of our students, the Long Beach City College Board of Trustees, our administration, faculty, staff, and the associated student body, and the Long Beach City College Alumni Association, it gives me great pleasure to induct you into the Long Beach City College Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Tim.
Proclamations from our local elected.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to know who invited Beverly O'Neill to this thing. Okay. That's it. Jerry. Thanks. I'm also not going to eat anymore. God, Jerome, the video guy. Camera adds 120 pounds. I'm just fidgeting. I have a speech. I was going to start with 5th grade, but I think we got to get moving. I wrote a story then, plagiarized. Remember that, Debbie? You do? Oh, I got. Well, most of it was, there's so much I've done in my life that. Then you throw one typewriter and they call you a typewriter thrower for this. So I'm going to skip all the high points. I just want to say that City College means a lot to me because of that counselor who I think might have been Judy Seal's father, shooting me out of math. He basically said I would kill, sea life if I if I went into marine biology, which is what I wanted to do. So he ushered me in newspaper writing, and so City College gave me my career, and as I was mentioning there, it gave me my wife. She came looking for somebody to write one day, and I said, I'm your man. Climbed over 4 or 5 people on the way to get to her. Now we have a couple of great kids, Hannah and Ray. Ray goes to City College, future Hall of Famer. And I'd like to thank all these people at this table. They're my friends, Wendy and Charlie, and my beloved sister, Deborah, my beloved mother-in-law, Agnes, who represents all the people that I wish were here, like my grandmother and my grandfather, and mom and dad. Diane and her husband, the cop across the street, whose name I can't say. Stand up for Rick. Stand up just for a second. I want you to see how big this guy is. I mean, you saw how I looked on the thing, and I like to hang around. I like to stand next to Rich because I feel like Tinkerbell when I'm next to him. Again, thank you. It's a great honor, and I really appreciate it.
Here, we'll bring this with us. Come back here, Tom. forget these. Our next honoree really needs no introduction, but we'll introduce him anyway, Mr. Jerry Miller.
Living in Long Beach can be quite pleasant. Nice climate, good career opportunities, and an interesting lifestyle. One professional manager who has spent his entire career improving life in Long Beach is Jerry Miller. Jerry was born in Pasadena, but has lived in Long Beach since 1961. He attended Rogers Junior High and Wilson High Schools, graduating in 1967. He was active in baseball and surfing, and even lost a tooth to the waves. Jerry entered Long Beach City College in the fall of the same year, majoring in police science. A year later, he went into the military and was stationed as an MP in Honolulu during the Vietnam War era with the Elite Armed Forces Police Detachment. His tour of duty taught him the value of education, and he came back to Long Beach City College in January of 1972 to finish his sophomore year. Then it was off to Cal State Long Beach for bachelor's and master's degrees in psychology. It was there that Jerry met his mentor, Dr. Alan Lowenthal.
I think a lot of what I learned as a faculty member and my understanding of how communities work was because of all the work that Jerry did. And, you know, we learn more from our students than our students learn from us, and Jerry was a great person for me to learn from.
Jerry was actually recruited to public service as a result of his community service work while still a graduate student. He started working for the City of Long Beach in the Department of Community Development. From there, he worked his way through several senior management positions, including acting city manager, assistant city manager, deputy city manager, and finally city manager. As city manager, he was responsible for a budget in excess of $1 billion, overseeing 13 city departments, 250 managers, and approximately 5,000 city employees.
I had the good fortune to work with Jerry Miller when I first became mayor. He was working in the economic development area of the city, and Jim Hankla assigned him to me because we were going through a crisis in the city of Long Beach. The Navy was leaving, and it was our land that they had been using for over 60 years. So Jerry and I started to go back to Washington to work with the Navy and the Department of Defense to find the regulation and the procedure we needed to follow so that we could get our land back and develop it for the city of Long Beach. We were on planes together, going to Washington, meeting with the people that we needed to work with, and it was a wonderful experience to work with him. He is decisive, he's calm, he makes things happen, he's always prepared, and I think if it weren't for him, we wouldn't be in the shape we are now with the land that we received back from the Navy through great negotiations in the city of Long Beach with the neighboring cities and with Washington, D.C.
Another person who was aware of Jerry's efforts and praise is Long Beach City College Vice President Luann Bynum.
I was hired in late 1997, and the first person I met with externally was Jerry. And I told him, I said I wanted to be able to have the college provide business development services and training for the city of Long Beach. And Jerry's very understated and very polite. He looked at me very quietly and he goes, okay. He goes, we'll see what you can do and what Long Beach City College can do, and we'd be happy to work with you. And one of the things I wanted was an SBDC, a Small Business Development Center in Long Beach. We didn't have one. Well, that was in 1997. We finally got one in 2005, but in order to get an SBDC in Long Beach, we had to apply for the entire network for the Los Angeles region. So not only did we get a Long Beach SBDC, we got 5 other ones in the counties of Ventura, Santa Barbara, and Los Angeles. And actually, Jerry's responsible for that. It's his fault because I wanted to work with him to get an SBDC. So Jerry, you're the reason why we've got this SBDC network.
Following his retirement in 2007 from the City of Long Beach, Jerry helped to establish IMC Municipal Consulting, where he provides real estate and community development advisory services. Jerry continues to be involved with various local agencies and received numerous civic awards. In addition to his passion for public service, Jerry is also a devoted husband and father. He and his wife Gail were married in the Japanese Gardens on the campus of Cal State Long Beach. They have 2 children, Anna and Michael, and love sporting events, traveling, and even the occasional adventure. Rumor also has it that Jerry has a lighter side.
So, do you have a humorous or poignant story about Jerry?
I know some funny stories about Jerry, but I can't tell anybody.
That's great.
Do you think that's okay?
That's good.
That's okay.
Yeah, you know, Jerry is, he's gotten totally into green. He's into green initiatives, and, you know, one of the ways he's carrying out this green initiative is he's created this Miller Time green golf ball. This is good for the environment. It's got the green tag. It's Miller Time. It's one of the Miller Time product line. Sustainable, it's recyclable. That's what Jerry's all about right now.
I think you're right. I'm very, very proud of Jerry, and I think this is a wonderful accomplishment. And he's given a lot of thought and reflection to, I think, the green theme and the environment at large in the world since he's retired. I know he's making a lot more green at Inco since he's retired. And I know that he's rooting for a college football team that pays a lot of green to its running backs. And you were commenting what a smooth ride his green new Hummer is. And,
Absolutely.
And I was worried that I wasn't going to see Jerry that much in retirement. And, you know, when I stop by Kelly's or McKenna's and I wind up seeing Jerry, he's looks like he's having a lot of green drinks with salt around the edge. So I'm very proud of the way he's carried out in the private sector his green theme.
Well, he's done a great job, and let's give a salute to Jerry.
Absolutely. Here's to you, Jerry.
Congratulations, Jerry.
Couldn't think of a better person to be inducted into Long Beach City College Hall of Fame.
For his excellence in leadership and his service to the community, President Eloy Ortiz Oakley and the Long Beach Community College District Board of Trustees proudly induct Jerry Miller to the 2010 Hall of Fame.
Please join us.
It's a real pleasure that I had a chance to work with Jerry. For many years I was on the city council, and he's done an excellent job for the city, and we're real proud of you, Jerry. On behalf of our students, the Long Beach City College Board of Trustees, our administration, faculty, staff, and the associated student body, and the Long Beach City College Alumni Association, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to induct you into the Long Beach City College Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Jerry.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored to be recognized by Long Beach City College, by Dr. Oakley, and by the board, by my good friend Luann Bynum, Vice President Bynum, excuse me. I see a lot of friends here, and I really appreciate your being here and supporting this. I had a very good experience at City College. It actually came in 2 steps. Out of high school, and then I went into service for a short while, realized how important college was, and came back to City College. I had a new lease on life and a new focus, and I began to actually learn how to learn. City College was a great place as a veteran to come back to re-enter the community. And I had several terrific faculty members, one of whom encouraged me in that first semester back in school to get involved in community service and arranged for me to become a student aide at Burnett Elementary School. And I was a reading aide. It was for a kindergarten class, and basically I was much like a tree. I would stand and the students would climb my legs and hang from my arms, and I got paid for that. But I learned to really enjoy community service. And next there was a Dr. Elliot Nelson, a psychologist, who for some reason liked me and thought I should get involved in something called community psychology, which I had no idea what that was. And so I took some classes from him. He taught part-time at City College, part-time at Long Beach State. and he was the one who introduced me to Dr. Alan Lowenthal. And really, in some regards, the rest is history. So again, I thank you so much for this recognition today. If I can just say one thing, you do so much as a college for veterans. Please keep doing it. You need it.
Okay, our final inductee, someone who you're probably very familiar with her voice, Tammy Trujillo.
Close your eyes and see if you can recognize this voice.
Good thing there's a snack you can feel great about. Quaker Rice Snacks, 70 calories and a tasty crunch.
Oh, I love smoothies.com.
Now KFWB's Top 5 at 30. A 5-day winning streak had screeched to a halt on Wall Street.
Here's some hints to help you just in case the identity of this iconic voice eludes you. Voiceover artist, on-stage singer, professor of broadcasting, mentor, classic car aficionado, and animal rights activist. Yes, you've guessed it. From DJ to sportscaster, traffic reporter to voiceover artist to news anchor and reporter. There is very little that Hall of Fame nominee Tammy Trujillo hasn't tried and succeeded at, both behind the mic and in front of the camera. Broadcasting is her passion and has been since she was a teenager. Professionally voice trained as a child, Tammy Trujillo has been working in the entertainment industry since the age of 2. In addition to her full-time career as an industry professional, some people seem surprised to find out that Tammy Trujillo has a second full-time career as professor of broadcasting at Mount San Antonio College.
It's hard to describe Tammy because she's just like every wonderful thing possible. She's a wonderful teacher, a friend, a mentor. She's, I love taking classes with her because she's teaching us the material, and then she's got so much like history, so many stories to tell us to fit in, to that, what she's showing us, teaching us. And, again, she's still working in the industry, so she knows everything. But, aside from just the classes, outside of just the classes, she's really good at being a friend. She's a great friend to her students, and she's always saying that her students are like her children.
Tammy grew up in Long Beach. After graduating from Poly High School, she attended Long Beach City College where she got her degree in child development. Like everything else she does, she was enthusiastically involved with student life and was a member of the cheerleading squad. After graduating from LBCC, she worked for a brief time as a teacher's aide. But she soon realized that her first love was radio and broadcasting. After reassessing her likes and talents, she refocused and obtained her degree in communications from Cal State Fullerton while simultaneously attending a private broadcasting school. Tammy has worked for many of Southern California's largest stations, including KNX, KFI, KEZY, Power 106, The Beat, Channel 4 News, and most recently, a 13-year stint as evening news anchor at KFWB. She is currently on staff with Go Country 105, as well as working as a freelance voiceover artist. Tammy holds numerous Gold Microphone Awards, one of the broadcasting industry's highest honors. She even helped one of her students win a gold mic.
Well, the Gold Mic is a really, really prestigious award. For a college student to win it, it's extremely impressive. Now, I'm going to say she's almost the sole reason that I won this award. She not only taught me the skills how to win this, but she helped me out with it. And instead of telling me, fix this, and fix that, she told me, what do you think about it? And she had me point out the flaws in the piece. And after I went back and made corrections in the writing and the editing work, she listened to it. And finally she said, it's good, it's done, air it.
She continues to perform on television and stage as a member of the gold record-winning 1960s pop group, the Ohio Express. In addition, she runs the Classic Car Roadshow, a company that provides vintage cars to movies, television, and videos. In Tammy's world, even the cars work as hard as she does. You can see all of them on her website. Tammy makes her home in the San Gabriel Valley with husband musician Randy Hill. They balance their extremely busy schedules between work and their family of rescued dogs and cats. Randy comments about the relationship.
She's always moving. I tend not to be nearly as energetic as she is. She'll just keep going and going and going and going. An incredibly motivated person. First time I actually met, you have to understand, I had listened to her on the radio for years because I was a news radio nut. You know, I wanted to know what was going on, so I listened to news radio. But the first time I met her, a keyboard player that was playing with me in a band, we had a British cover band. We did the British music from the 60s called the Shagwells. And the keyboard player in that band was also playing with her in the Ohio Express. So she came out to see her friend Scott. And she walks up on a break and, "Hey Scott, hey Tammy," and this is Randy. I said, "Oh, hi." Didn't click. And then she left. And Scott says, "Do you know who that was?" I said, "That's Tammy." "Yeah, but do you know who that was?" He said, "That's Tammy Trujillo." I said, "She definitely doesn't have a face for radio." And we basically clicked, but I figured she was way out of my league. So she asked me out because I was too afraid to ask her out.
One of Tammy's passions has been her involvement with numerous animal rescue organizations and advocacy groups such as SPCA-LA, and she has hosted animal rights telethons with Betty White. Husband Randy shares this passion.
Oh yeah, we love them. We would, if you could have that many, we'd gather them all up. We'd empty out the shelters and stick them in the yard. But you know, you can't do that. So we foster them, and you know, people help us find good homes for them. And it's hard to let them go because you know, you fall in love with them.
Tammy also has an ongoing, award-winning pet project, literally called The Pet Project, which has aired on KFWB and is scheduled to return to internet radio soon. She has an affinity for special needs cats and dogs, which will be the new focus of the program. The Pet Project is truly a passion for Tammy. It encompasses every aspect of responsible and enjoyable pet guardianship, ranging from new pet products to rescue issues to veterinary topics. She will even have a regular segment featuring a pet psychic to help people better understand their pets. If it has to do with animals, from the smallest mice to the largest wildcats, you're bound to hear it on The Pet Project. For her industry success in making people's lives better by sharing useful, comforting, and entertaining information, her excellence in instruction, and her service to the animal community, President Eloy Ortiz Oakley and the Long Beach Community College District Board of Trustees proudly induct Tammy Trujillo into the 2010 Hall of Fame.
Tammy, will you come on up?
Tam, I'm very pleased to have you with us today and honor us. And I'm a cat person.
Yay.
I wanted you to know that. On behalf of our students, the Long Beach City College Board of Trustees, our administration, faculty, staff, and the associated student body, and the Long Beach City College Alumni Association, gives me a great pleasure to induct you to the Long Beach City College Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
So much. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. I'm almost at a loss for words, which is weird for me. Wow. You know, Long Beach City College has always been in my thoughts, even though I no longer live in this area. And after meeting so many wonderful people today and seeing in the video the pike and the shoreline, I'm thinking of coming back, in all honesty. It's gorgeous here. I had such a great time at Long Beach City College. This is a place that I came to grow up after high school. Because high school's a time when you're trying to figure things out. And at Long Beach City College, I made a lot of good friends. I learned to make good choices. And I learned to really start to envision my life. And some things that have cracked me up today, in all honesty, were sitting right about the same place that Ron Logan, the band director back in the 70s, used to haul off and throw his keys at us if we weren't paying attention. You remember, okay. He was something else. But we're right, this is incredible to be having this happen on that very site. I love it. And every time I've driven down Carson when we visited Long Beach and we go onto the bridge, I remember us stomping across the bridge on the way to Veterans Stadium, and the idea was, you know, bang the drums as hard as you can, stomp as hard as you can, let's make this thing swing and sway. And we did. But again, my career's been an incredible career, and we're certainly looking at new things to do. One of the most moving pieces of that was to hear my students talk about me. Wow. And I think one of the things that I love most about where my career has taken me are my students and what I see them accomplish. They're community college students, just like the students here at Long Beach City College, and I see them come in looking a lot like I looked back then. They don't know what they want to do, they don't know how to do it, and they're pretty darn sure they can't. And I see them doing it all the time. And that to me is the most amazing thing in the world. So this is an incredible honor. I thank you all so very, very much. And I guess the only thing I can end this with is go Vikes, go.
Please join me in giving our honorees one more round of applause. Congratulations to all of you. You continue to make us proud, and you continue to make Vikings all around the world proud. So once again, congratulations to all of you. Your accomplishments are impressive, and we are all very proud to call you our own. I encourage all of you to take the time to personally congratulate our inductees. We really appreciate your attendance today, certainly from the bottom of my heart. On behalf of all of our students, we appreciate you coming back here to Long Beach City College, and encourage all of you to remain active with the college. To close today's ceremonies, we would like to end with the long-standing tradition of singing our alma mater. It's on the back of your program. I know some of you have this memorized. I'm sure Tammy still remembers it. But rather than hearing me sing the alma mater, which you don't want to do, we're going to invite somebody who knows how to sing come up and sing the alma mater. Dr. Gary Scott. Gary, thank you for agreeing to bail me out up here. So if you'll please join Gary, and again, the words are on the back of your program. Gary, it's all yours.
You know, Tammy was talking about Ron Logan's keys. You know, he'd be arrested if he did that now. I mean, he wouldn't even have a career anymore. So it's a miracle any of us grew up. Those of you that have been here in past years know that this used to be in the program in about a 6-point font, and now it's in a nice big font on the back of the thing. So the tradition is that you should stand, and if you have a great voice, raise it in praise, and if you don't, raise it to get back at us. And the big V for victory at the end. City Collegium, we sing to thee, fair alma mater, down by the sea, for honor and service, loyalty to your sons and your daughters pledge their best to you.
Thank you all for joining us, and have a wonderful rest of the afternoon and a great, great weekend.